Hello, everyone. This is Stacy. Welcome to The Landing.
For as long as I can remember, this guest has been someone I heard about as one of my dad's best friends. Long before I ever sat down to have this conversation, I had already heard years of stories. Stories about the island, about growing up, about service, about hard work, about double dating, and about the kind of friendship that only grows stronger with time. He is a lifelong islander who chose to serve his country in the United States Coast Guard, and during that time he was stationed at Cape Lookout, where he and my dad had the rare chance to work side by side. Their time there created memories, stories, and probably a little bit of mischief that has been talked about in our family for years. This is a conversation I've looked forward to having for a very long time. I'm especially grateful that when we recorded it, Dad was sitting right there in the room with us. There was plenty of laughter, a little good-natured ribbing, and the kind of easy back and forth that only comes from decades of friendship. So today's episode is more than just a story about service or life on the island. It's about friendship, shared history, and the people who shaped the place we call home. I'm really glad you're here to listen in. Hello and welcome back to The Landing. We have another special guest today. This young man has been in many stories that my dad has shared with me through the years because they, I think, did a whole lot together, and some of the stories will never see the light of day. But we will enjoy what we can get out of them today together. So if you will, kind sir, tell us your name, who's your crowd, and where you're from.
My name is William Sylvester Guthrie.
Mm-hmm.
I was born on Harker's Island in 1938, August. There was no electric power or no bridge here.
Wow.
My mother came from Newbern to teach school, and she had to walk along the road, the shore, to get to the schoolhouse.
Wow.
Yeah. And my dad came from Bell's Island over on Shackford Banks.
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather was William Henry Guthrie. My great-grandfather was Divine Guthrie. And Dad came across in 1900.
Wow.
He was 7 years old.
Wow, that's amazing.
He was in the Coast Guard.
Was he really?
He was in the Coast Guard in 1917 through 1919.
Oh my goodness.
He was stationed on Seminole down at Wilmington.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came to Fort Macon.
Wow.
He didn't stay in, he got out.
He got out.
Mama said it was because he didn't like to shave.
Did your daddy keep a beard?
No, I mean, he just didn't want to shave every day.
Just didn't want to shave every day?
Right.
So what part of the island did you grow up on?
Red Hill.
Mm-hmm.
That's where my grandfather came across and acquired 65 acres of land in that area. And as people moved across, they sold it to them.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And anyway, I went to Harker's Island School through the 8th grade, and then I had to go to Smyrna. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I didn't finish school. I decided to go in the Coast Guard, 57.
What brought that on? Because you had Coast Guard in your blood, or?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody around here most of them was Coast Guard.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to Cape May in 57. Stayed 3 months because it was 13 weeks of training at that time. Mm-hmm. And then when I graduated, I came to Berkeley Base in Virginia and did port security on 40 footers. Mm-hmm. Tommy Hancock was there at that time.
Oh, really?
Me and Blaine rode the boat with Tommy.
Oh, wow.
And then I got transferred to the Cholula. Blaine had to go to the Mendota in Wilmington.
Mm-hmm.
So
What kinds of things did you do?
on the Cholula,
Yes.
well, I went to the engine room,
Mm-hmm.
did a lot of scrubbing, oil up, painting red lead and stuff like that. And then we worked on the motors.
Mm-hmm.
I was in B1 to start with, B1 engine room, which the main engines were there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I worked in auxiliary where the generators were.
Mm-hmm.
And I stayed on her 42 months.
Wow. Wow, that's a long time.
And I got out and came home.
Mm-hmm.
I was in reserve for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I did some active reserve over at Fort Macon
Mm-hmm.
for a while. And then I got married, and went back in the Coast Guard.
And you went back in.
Yeah, joined again.
Wow.
Went to Portsmouth, Virginia, and they knew I was on Cholula, so they sent me to the Cholula again
Really?
for 3 months for further transfer.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw Jack Rogers saw me and wanted enough I wanted to come to the Cape. So I went to Fort Macon after that 3 months and then to the Cape.
Did you have to think long and hard to make your mind up about that?
No, sure didn't. But I went over there with George Godley, which was a second-class bosun mate. Picked me up at his Harker's, and I went over. And then Jack Rogers was in charge because Chief Williams was on emergency leave. He was in charge. And worked around there as a foreman. And then the old Army dock had a hurricane and the inshore part had washed away.
Mm-hmm.
So they had just a catwalk off to it. They left the boats there. So when we'd get fuel, had a fuel barge, we'd go over to the island and the truck would come and fill her up.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to go down there on low tide to have a dolly with a tank on it.
Mm-hmm.
On low tide to get down far enough to pump the fuel in the tank
Oh, my goodness.
and then bring it ashore and gravity feed it. They had a tank in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Gravity fed it in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had another little dolly for gasoline for the trucks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time they were working on the station and building a new dock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And at that same time they were putting 4 2,000-gallon fuel tanks behind the garage.
Oh, wow.
And they had generators and a radio beacon in another little building across from the station to the north of it.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, they were fixing up the garage to put the generators in.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So the Coast Guard station that I remember was being built and created at that time, then it sounds like. Like
No,
as far
darling.
as the
station,
dock.
the station was there. They had to build a new dock. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean, the dock and all
Right.
that stuff that I remember.
And they paved
Yeah.
the road all the way out to the new dock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. Well, now you were there how long before Daddy came over there?
What year did you go?
I went there in 66.
66. I was 64 and 65.
Okay.
I was there 2 years before
Almost
he
2
came.
years. Yeah. Yeah. So
And at that time, while I was there, we had 6 different officers in charge.
6.
6.
Wow.
Jack was in charge, was first class bosun mate. And then Chief came back, Williams, and he got transferred, and Chief Patterson came there at that time. He was a good chief, I like to work for him. But he got transferred to Vietnam. And Chief, what was his name? Childers came. He was an ex-Marine. and he wasn't good. He loved to drink. Kind of alcoholic like. And we had to take the 30-footer and carry him up Taylor's Creek evenings, put him out to, I can't remember the name of the little joint there.
Oh, wow.
And he'd get drunk and call us, and we had to go back and get him.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep.
Wow.
And sometimes he'd have us out there marching, like on a compound, calling cadence and a bunch of old coasters marching. But at that time we had stand tower watch, and you couldn't ring down below when he was there. You had to come down the stairs to tell somebody whatever they needed to know.
Oh, my goodness. So how long was he there?
About
Wow.
9 or 10 months. They transferred him to Fort Macon. And then Eugene Pond came from Beaufort. He was the chief.
And that's who was there when you got there.
Yeah, he come out. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And we had a cook named Jellicoe.
Jellicoe?
Jellicoe. He lived right up here where Jill Jones' mother father's house was. That's how he had that rented.
Yeah.
And we go duck hunting sometimes. And everything was frozen over, and the geese had icicles on them.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
And the bunch landed, and I was going to count 3 before we shot, and I counted 1, and he shot. So they flew away. We got 1 out of that deal.
He got excited.
Yeah. Anyway, I had when I went there was a chief of first class Indian. His name was Norvey Gillikin. And Jack had left, and his cousin Sterling Gillikin were there, and they didn't get along too good. One of them thought the other one was in charge.
He was a pie man with the
Yeah, yeah. He'd cook pies and stuff and bring them over there and for the weekend. He's the
one that when Lana was pregnant, he had a car over there. He got her the car, went down to the beach, said, "You have that younger before I get back."
Trying to bounce it out of her.
June and Lana was driving it one time, got it jammed inside of the building that was going behind it. The house we were staying in.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, we used to ride down the dock and see how fast he could go. And just before we got to the end, I thought we'd go overboard any time.
You slam on brakes
Before we
got to the end? Oh, my goodness.
Sometimes we'd go out nights and pull a rat patrol. Wasn't that a television show?
Yeah.
Anyway, one night was there, and the lighthouse went out, and we rushed down there, and what had happened, had an electrical storm about 3 days earlier, and had knocked the water down, and the generator had been running till it gave out of fuel.
Oh, my goodness.
So we had probably an hour and a half before we got it back running again, the lighthouse back on.
Oh, wow. So when that happens, I would assume you had to let people know that.
Yeah, had to report it
So that boats
through
would know.
Fort Macon and went through the district.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Wow.
See, what else can I think of?
What else you got? Daddy's sitting over there grinning.
Yeah, he's grinning at me.
Yeah. We done some good fishing off that dock, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Flounder nights.
Flounder nights down there with those lights shining in the water.
It's pretty fish.
It's pretty fish.
Remember the day we went down the beach when you rode down there and the 2 men was leaving, and they said how many spots they had caught, and we sat there and caught about 100 or 2 at a time. Just hard to pull them in.
hard to pull them in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
We go down there sometimes where Francis Reinhardt dock was. Go down there and look at the shrimp and what about set a net.
Yeah.
Set a net.
So I Did I have a channel there? You have one. I got one from somewhere.
I don't remember where we got it.
We towed a skiff over behind a 30-footer with a net in it. And we went down there that night by the lighthouse dock, set it, and we didn't catch enough to eat.
They quit.
Had quit before we got a chance to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's fun.
I tell you, who was the crowd that dug that pond there before that was way there before I got there, where the teal was?
Yeah, I think Ted Willis did
That's
that.
some kind of a rig to
There's
dig.
somebody had a backhoe over there or something.
That was only fresh water on the beach.
Yeah. At that time.
Them teal will fill it full of mosquitoes would do.
Oh, yes, yeah, I bet.
You crawl along with that off on you. You put your hand in the water and you take it up. And
Oh,
They're black.
oh my goodness.
mosquitoes were bad, and gnats.
Yeah. And the dove, the dove come in there just like the ducks did.
Yeah.
Come in there eating it. Just like literally
Dove?
Dove. Yeah.
Really?
There's only water in the fresh water around there.
Well, yeah. Now, how about the trees over there? Because I know that they hadn't always been there. What's the story about
The
them?
mean people there when we planted some trees.
What happened? Boy Scouts came over with a lot of little pine saplings to put them out around there, and they didn't get them all set. And we ended up doing a lot of it.
Really?
And I brought some home and planted them in my yard, and I had to have every one of them cut down.
I planted some too. I don't think every one of mine lived. And I didn't have no idea they would live on that white sand there to the Cape.
No.
And it's a forest over
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
I think
crazy.
there is.
The Boy Scout didn't come back that Sunday, I think, because the weather was real bad or something. They couldn't get over about it.
Something like
They did it
that.
Saturday, but didn't come back Sunday.
Yeah.
And so y'all did it.
We
We
planted
did,
them
well,
all
we're
right
not
everywhere.
trees.
Well, they're thriving. You did a good job. I remembered something about the. Yeah, so you two had a hand in that.
And Wilson Davis, he had the old Coca-Cola house. He'd come over, and he came one weekend with his hind dogs running, and every one of them poles had a coon in it. Top of it. Were you there then?
Yeah.
So they had treated them.
Yeah. Used to go down nights and sit to the end of the dock and shoot curlews that fly across. You remember that?
Yeah, I heard it. Late that evening a lot of times
Yeah.
when they start flying by.
Right.
Oh, man.
Anyway, we had
Good
a
old days, though.
30-footer and a 36-footer. We used that to pull the fuel barge with to the island.
Right.
But we had boat calls and stuff. I remember one time Wayne, somebody, I can't remember the other three, but they had it in a newspaper about it, and Seaman H. Davis, what they called him, in the newspaper. You remember
Seaman
that?
H. Davis.
Seaman H. Davis.
Seaman H. Davis. They call most places you go, they call you a loon eater. They find out from down here.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, we had a lot of boat calls at times. 30-footer go.
30 footers.
Like people run aground
Run
or.
a grind, or we'd search for one fellow all night long, come to find out his wife was looking for him. He was somewhere with another woman.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. So you didn't find him?
No.
That our girl that lived right up the road there, what was her name? Anyway, we searched for her one night, back and forth till Keith Moore was there to Shell Point.
Yeah.
And we come in there and asked him, said, would you please go up to her house and see if she's home? And she was home. And we was out there dragging for her all night.
No way.
Myrtle Francis.
Yeah, Myrtle Francis.
Myrtle Francis.
Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness.
She had been on a boat or something, somebody had seen her, and then somebody else come by there and she was going, and they thought that she had drowned it. And she had called her right home.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, it was good to find her, but
Yeah.
it would have been nice to, yeah.
Yeah.
Never
He
known.
said, you come on, you go on in now, she's home.
Oh, wow.
Did you ever find anybody that bodies like that when you was dragging?
I did on shore.
When I was on Fort Macon, I caught a guy.
Oh,
He
really?
fell off the back of one of them pogey boats
Yeah.
to the dock. And I remember he had a brown sweater on. I found him. He fell off the stern of the boat. Somebody had seen him out there before. And we went there with drag out our hook, drag all around there. And Beaufort had a boat there dragging. Couldn't ever get nothing. And I told them to move the shad boat ahead. Because if he fell overboard, they said if he fell overboard, he's not there, he'd go on. Mm-hmm. If you fall overboard, die, you stay right there in that drain. Anyway, they moved her ahead there and I drug her and caught and hooked him in the ear.
Oh, wow.
And I remember getting him in, the two boys that were with me in the Coast Guard boat, they wouldn't help me come right and get him in the boat. So the Beaufort boys was our dragging. And I hollered at them, they'd come over and help me get him in the boat. The two boys moved.
That's it.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I remember he had a brown sweater on.
Oh.
Hooked him in the ear.
Wow. Wow.
I dragged 4 or 5 different times out there to Chesapeake Bay Tunnel. One was supposed to fell over there and we dragged, couldn't find her. And out of Beaufort, there by Piper's Island, we dragged one time. Mm-hmm. Couldn't find nobody.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Mm.
But when I went over there was a first class engineman and a second class engineman. Mm-hmm. Dan Ricks I was stationed on Cholula with him. Mm-hmm. And a couple of foremen. And me, I was a foreman. Mm-hmm. I had been third class before, but I got that rate back and then made second class there. And then I got out.
And then you're out. But, I mean, that was after a lot of years.
Yeah, it was total 8 years.
Total of 8
active.
Years. Mm-hmm.
Plus I had 2 reserve at that, so it was 10 years.
Wow.
And
mm-hmm. So then...
I was going to say, well, I haven't think when I was in boot camp, I got out of boot camp, Pete and Jim Kay, come to Atlanta to get me.
Oh, really?
Come
up
That's
yeah.
New Jersey, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Jim got me.
I had
He called me, he told me got a chance to get mutual on the cave. I said, what did you think?
Of course.
What did you think about that?
Yeah.
I didn't know what mutual was. I hadn't ever heard the word until he told me about it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That was a good deal.
Yeah. I reckon that was the reason he went in the Coast Guard, were you?
Huh? Do I?
Me, was I the reason you went in the Coast Guard?
That was one of the reasons I about started there.
It's the fish house.
The fish house and different things I was doing. I couldn't get nothing to eat. Mm-hmm. We wasn't making much money that time. We went oyster and then your mama opened them.
No. we went in Sandholm and drug them. Is that one time?
Yeah, I mean.
Walk across out of Sparks.
Yep. And his mama opened them for us. go bottle and get us enough, try to get some gas, penny a piece bottles.
Took the back seat out of my car.
Oh my goodness.
That was after I had got out.
Uh-huh.
I think I run the IndyCar one time too, didn't I?
Yeah,
that's
the one. That's the one I went to get you in.
We were living in our mom and dad's house, and I backed out, and he was coming in that driveway, and I backed right to the side of it.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
I blame it on him. He didn't blow his horn.
Oh. Yeah, it was definitely his fault.
Anyway, Eugene Palm came after the one that was a Marine.
Uh-huh.
And he picked me up mornings, and he had a dog, bring his dog every morning. And the dog was in the back, and he wasn't wanting to lick me in the neck.
But I rode a lot of time with him too. And the thing I remember about him riding, every time we head that way, he had to stop and go in the woods take a crap. You remember doing that?
Yeah.
He would.
Oh no.
Oh man, we could tell you some stories that were not that funny, was about it.
And the evenings when they come across him coming down the dock, he wouldn't get in the truck. Pond didn't want him to get in the truck. He'd run down and he'd go overboard. And he had to go the boat and pull him soaking wet and get him in the 30-footer.
Why?
Training, I guess.
Yeah.
Practice.
And shake all over you.
I remember one time I was eating in the yellow, there. And he stood up and said, we had steaks, T-bone steaks. He said, you all get down there and eat them, or don't you throw them bones away? He said, I want them. He said, that's the best part of it. He took the bones out of the other kind of plate.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, he'd eat so much he had to go out and throw up and then come back.
Oh my goodness.
He was a piece of it.
Oh my goodness. Well, it sounds like y'all ate pretty good if you're
We
talking
did.
about
We had
steak
really good.
and
I was talking about Jones. He got around getting a lobster sometimes. That
Yeah,
Billy.
Jones would, yeah.
He could do that pretty good.
That was the guy that
Yeah.
came.
Jonesy.
So y'all fared pretty
Jellicoe
good.
left.
But I remember.
How about Vikander? Do you remember Vikander? Okay.
Who's that?
He was from,
Was he cook?
he was a seaman instructor,
Oh,
Cook.
no idea.
Vikander. He was from, I can't remember where it's from.
What about Donnie? Donnie was there. Donnie Lewis.
Yeah, Donnie was there. Donnie Lewis.
Oh my
He was a
goodness.
boat's mate.
I was telling her about the time I was on the Madrona and the boot tender and was working on the buoys and stuff. And the guy that he was chief warrant was up on the forecastle up there watching a safety man keeping safety. Done something wrong.
Right.
He stepped on that rope that was rolled up. He stepped on that and broke his ankle.
The man that was,
The man,
okay, safety man.
they had to get a helicopter to come and get him. He
Okay.
made fun of him, son. Yes.
Yeah. That worked good.
But when I was on shore, it's a different story. Had one of the main engines blow up.
Oh.
Yeah, throw the rods. And Cody White from Beaufort and Dan Ricks, they were in the engine room. And Cody got burnt pretty bad with oil went on him.
Oh no.
And they came out of, it was off Diamond Shoal. They came out of Hatteras Inlet and on a 40-footer and carried him in.
Oh no.
And then they flew him to Portsmouth.
Phew.
Was you wasn't over there when the boy got killed with the garage door, were you?
No, that was before. He left to Cholula and went there to the Cape. Next thing I heard, he jumped up the.
Pulled that down and fixed
Pulled
it.
that.
I remember.
Mr. Guyan mentioned that. He told that story.
I told I saw on TV the other night, but when it showed the dumbest thing people do. It's funny. He was on a pair of swaller skates to pull him under where down his feet. So like,
Yeah.
and it reminded me of that.
Yeah.
Right when
I saw that
roller
too.
skates.
I saw that on television.
You did see?
Yeah, he
Same
thought
thing.
of that. Yeah, Mr. Guyan told us
They-
that story. That was sad. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was one chief of our, they run into Beacon got killed, didn't
Yeah, that was afterwards.
he? Yeah, after we left.
Yeah.
Yeah, run into Beacon.
Oh no.
Killed.
Yeah,
Wow.
they come. They let to drink. I think. You know?
And that don't mix very well, does it?
No.
Jack got killed when of them sound donuts in Fleet Road. Only broke his neck, didn't he?
Yeah, on that one, a Jeep that was over there.
Wow. Well,
Better
Well,
go.
anyway, when
Go
I was
ahead.
at Fort Macon in the regulars before I got out, Sandy Balloon crashed over there.
Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah, yeah.
And we
He
came.
was turning too short, didn't he, or something?
Something he made a nose dive or something.
You remember the gun mines that we cleaned out to go make a camp?
Yeah.
They had the guns over there one time, you know, and somebody got them. But anyway, they had behind it, the hills, they had these cement gun mounts. And we went over there full of sand, and we went there and cleaned one on mine to go
That
make
was
a
where they
camp.
kept the ammunition was down below.
yeah, okay.
It
So it was
wasn't
a
very
built
big.
a room
It was
like.
probably about big as this area right here, right there. We went there and cleaned it up. We were going to make a camp out of it. We never did.
I think you two could do a little bit.
This-
We
this-
enjoyed
this-
it like that.
The storms got them, they washed in the ocean. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say that's changed down on that point too now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. a lot of
Yeah,
it.
Chief Patterson that was over there, he loved to go drum fishing. And we'd go down by the breakwater, try to catch drum.
Wow.
After
Yeah.
Pond left, Percy Mason came before,
Percy,
a little while before.
Yeah, he was our Officer, Percy. He was a good fellow. I like
Yeah,
Percy.
Percy. Yeah, and he didn't like that dog swimming. They had to get him in, and he'd be on the cabin, and he tried to up by the antenna, and he tried to key her in to shock him. Oh, forgot about it. We had a radio beacon over there. It was outside of the station, and it had clocks, 2 clocks, and I forgot what it put out. But sometimes that'd mess up, and have to go up there and try to get it fixed. Sometimes you get it fixed. Sometimes the ET, we had to come from Fort Macon. Had to go across and bring him,
Do
work on it.
it. Yeah.
At time I was telling him about that time out that that same boy, I couldn't think of his name a while ago, that got wound up by that barge.
Yeah.
We didn't call nobody. You're supposed to call somebody, let them know that you didn't have no boat. We didn't call them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
that-
ashamed. You were ashamed.
They had a cable run, or the horse
I
run.
it was cold that morning.
Yeah. Crazy. Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything that you can think of that we hadn't covered? It's been interesting.
Well, I went to Fort Bacon. Were you already there when I went, or did you come later?
I left Fort, but I went to left the Cape. I went to Fort Macon for 18 months. So
Yeah.
You was on Cholula. No, you was on the Fort Mason that time.
I went there
On Fort Macon emails.
the last 6 months before I got out. We took that 44 down to Wrightsville Beach. No,
Oh yeah.
Oklahoma.
There was one boat I took down there, carried down there, and coming back, running hard. I don't know if you remember. Running real hard, and there was a boat ramp there by the dock that went across the bridge. Boat ramp. I just slowed down, and I watched that crowd ashore. I could still in there holding onto the boat. I got before Megan. The chief come there and said, I told you to take her down there, but you didn't. You could have slowed down. You could have slowed down. They had reported me. I can see him in there now when that sea went in there.
I bet they didn't call you honey.
I just laughed at them.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did.
Oh, man. Oh, the good old days.
Well, we appreciate you very much coming and talking to us. Thank you very much for your service, and thank you for everything, and we appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you again for joining us to The Landing. This podcast is brought to you by the Core Sound Waterfowl Museum and Heritage Center. Tune in next week as we continue learning, sharing, and remembering together. If you'd like to hear more, check out our previous episodes where you get your podcasts. If you or someone you know is interested in being on The Landing, please reach out through the link in the description. Until then, stay safe and be kind.